Assalamualaikum and good day to my lecturer, Dr. Ariza, and all the viewers. My name is Nur Aina Faiqah Binti Taqrir Akramin, Matric Number 146676, and a student from Quantity Surveying Program. In this video, I will share about building foundation. So, let's go. The type of foundation that I choose is deep foundation. Deep foundation is defined as a type of foundation that transfers building loads to the earth farther down from the surface. The mechanism of load transfer rely both on end bearing and skin friction. Generally, the cost is expensive and higher compared to shallow foundation, and it usually comes with the shape of cylindrical and a bit circular. Lastly, it is constructed at a greater depth below the Earth's surface. Deep foundation has 4 types, which is pipe, pier, caisson, and basement. I had choose pipe foundation to be discussed further in this video. Pipe foundation are formed as long, slender, columnar, and cylindrical that made of numerous types of function and materials. It is usually be used for large structure because this foundation used to support the structure and transfer the loads at desired depth either by end bearing or skin friction. Types of pipe foundation can be classified based on function and materials. As shown here, for function, there are sheet pipes, bearing pipes, friction pipes, and soil compactor pipes. Next, for materials, there are timber pipes, concrete pipes, steel pipes, and composite pipes. Sheet pipes mostly used to provide lateral support by resist lateral pressure from loose soil, the flow of water, and etc. Bearing pipes, on the other hand, used to support vertical loads by transferring the weight of structure to the soil below. Friction pipes transfer the loads from the structure to the soil by the frictional force between the surface of the soil and the soil surrounding the pipe, such as stiff clay, sandy soil, and etc. Lastly, the soil compactor pipes are placed at close interval to increase the bearing capacity of soil by compacting. Okay, now let's see for materials. Timber pipes has 2 types, which is untreated and treated with preservative, and it was placed under the water level. Next, concrete pipes comes with precast concrete and cast in place concrete pipes. Steel pipes may be of I section or hollow pipes, and they are filled with concrete. Lastly, composite pipes are made of 2 different materials, which consist of the lower portion of cast in situ concrete and other materials. It rarely been used as it is difficult to provide proper joints between 2 or more materials. Now, let's look at the construction technique of pipe foundation. The installation of pipe foundation can be done by using the method of boring and pipe driving. Boring method usually been used for non-displacement pipes, and the machinery named continuously flight auger CFA and underramming will be used. Meanwhile, pipe driving usually been used for displacement pipes, and there are drop hammer method of the pipe driving and pipe driving by vibrating. Okay, let's move on to the real case scenario of pipe foundation failure. I had choose the 13-story apartment building that collapsed in Shanghai, China. The name of the building is Block 7 at Lotus Riverside, and the accident happened on 27 June 2009 during the construction works, and it caused one worker died. The cause of the failure was due to a pressure difference on two sides of the structure that made the reinforced concrete piles being pulled out. Now, I will show the sequences of the foundation failure that happened. First, the apartment was constructed perfectly. Then, the plan called for an underground garage to be dug out, like shown in the second picture. The excavated soil was built up on the other side of the building, like shown in the red circle there. Heavy rains resulted in water seeping into the ground. The building began to shift and the concrete piles snapped due to the uneven lateral pressures. The building started to lift, and this shows the final of the building lying on the other side, which is the site for the garage. The conclusion for this video is: first, the installation method of piles foundation should be carefully selected to avoid any damages to the piles. Next, ensure to choose the suitable types of piles foundation by taking consideration of each purpose to prevent any foundation failure. Lastly, the professional team such as contractor, engineer and others should analyze the location of the site effectively and avoid any big mistakes that can cause the failure of the building. This page shows the references that had helped me to create this informative video. That's all from me. Thank you and have a nice day.